Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
yes,
So let me,
yes.
sorry, I lost,
Yeah, I can hear you
yes,
now.
I lost the
Good evening,
connection.
all.
Good evening. Thank you. Can you see my screen?
Not yet. We are seeing you.
Not yet, no screen. Okay, you are sharing
I'm
now.
seeing you.
You're
Okay.
sharing screen now. Yes.
So just give me some. Okay, can see my screen now, right? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So we'll be discussing, good evening, everyone. So we'll be discussing the third module, the blueprint of writing grant proposal. We've had 2 modules before now. We talked about how to become a grant writer and the secret behind a winning grant proposal. So I will do a quick recap before we go into the third module for today. So when we treated grant writing, I told you that grant is a free gift that is given to you to achieve your SMART objective. That's your specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound projects. And these grants, they come in different forms. It can come in the form of cash. It can come in the form of the organization giving you their product or their service, or they can decide to train you in a particular area. So those are the different forms that a grant can come. And there are 3 different types of grant proposals. It's either you are getting a grant for your non-for-profit, or you are getting for your for-profit and a research grant. And we have different organizations that gives out these grants. We have the government, like US government gives out grants, even the Nigerian government gives out grants. We have companies, we have foundations like the Tony Elumelu Foundation, Dangote Foundation, Faith Foundation, Hillary Clinton's Foundation, Vital West. We have a whole lot, and we have institutions like the Royal Academy of Engineering. So we have even some science academies, even in arts. So they give grants also. We talked about the basic writing process that you need to follow, that you need to analyze the purpose why you are writing these grants. The subject matter, you need to understand it. You need to choose the appropriate type of proposal. Not that you go and submit a proposal for non-for-profit to a profit-making organization because you have the 2. Because it's very possible for you at the same time to have a for-profit organization and a non-for-profit organization. That's even the way to go. You should ensure you have both, and you make your non-for-profit the corporate social responsibility of your organization. With that, you know that you're having support to support your for-profit business. And we discussed the top skills that a grant writer should have. A grant writer should be able to do a whole lot of research. You should love researching. You should love to write. You should be good in communicating your ideas, because these people, they are not seeing you. It is only what you write that with that they'll be able to pass a judgment. So you should be very good with your communication skills. You should be tech savvy, yeah. You should pay attention to details and be ready to collaborate. Last time we talked about you in any program you are doing, in any of your projects, try to look for an organization to partner with, look for an organization to collaborate with. It makes your proposal stronger than somebody that does not have anybody they are collaborating with. We discussed the 8 reasons you will win a grant and the 8 reasons you will not win a grant. Like, for example, one of us in class, we lost out in one grant proposal application this week. Why? Because of the deadline. You understand? And we treated it. We said, we also need to look at the deadline. We must work with deadline. Just because of deadline, we lost that particular one. We wanted to go in for it. As at the time it was forwarded to me to look at it, I looked at the date. I was like, oh, it's gone. So you need to know the direction that your funder, they are thinking towards. We talked about it. We talked about logical reasoning. And we also talked about smart goals, coming up with smart goals. So in our module 2, we discussed the secret behind the winning grant proposal. And I said the best way for you to get the attention of your funder is when you use a story. So when you are writing, use the storytelling method. And I gave us an assignment to write some stories that we could use to get grants. I got some people have submitted theirs and some have not submitted. Let me see if there's any quick one I can see. So what we just wanted to do in that case, you see, like my second line, you have to tell a story that features genuine humanizing struggles. Even if you are talking about your failures or you are talking about your wins, they should be able to see it. They should be able to feel it that, oh, this person deserves this money because of this particular reason. Like someone writing that, oh, my father lost his job while we were growing up, so my mother was unable to really cater for us. At the end of the day, we were always on the road begging, you understand? But thank God we were able to succeed. But what about other people out there that cannot even have a support? They might end up going into prostitution. They might end up going into robbery. So, you know, when people hear this, your story, they will be moved to know that there's a particular problem, a need statement you want to solve. We talked about you using your online dictionaries. Ensure you use new words, capture their attention with new words, big vocabularies that you know that it would tally with what you are applying for. Then you find best practices. No idea is new. I always say it. I say no idea is new. All what we have out there is recycled ideas. Even in business, what we do is that we look at what our competitors are doing. We now look for a way of, how can I do better than my competitor? With that, you come up with a business idea. So that's how it is also with writing a grant. People would have done similar projects. There are a whole lot of people that are taking care of children. There are a whole lot of people that are in the health sector space. But there might be 1 or 2 lapses, 1 or 2 vacuums that they've not been able to cover. You come up with an idea, and that's when we make up your own proposal. That will come up with your own solution. Then we talked about you hiring an editor. You can tell your friend or somebody, please, I have written this proposal. I want you to kindly help me go through it. I do it a lot. And most especially when I finish writing, I always give it to somebody that I know is very good with English, you understand, and can easily communicate well, so that the person can help me see if I've made any grammatical blunder. Then it has to be very, very short, straight to the point. Just give them the facts. Nobody is ready to read a lengthy story, a lengthy proposal. At the end of the day, they don't know the direction you are talking towards. That one can just distract them, and at the end of the day, they will just trash your application. Then be selective. Make sure that every word you choose, every word you use serves a purpose and is supporting the story you are telling your funders. Then the 8 reasons you win a grant. So we also talked about that one then. So welcome to today's class, the blueprint of winning grant proposal. Before then, I would like to know if we have any question as regards the first 2 modules we have gone through. We have any question, or we wait till the end? Any question? I'm not getting a response, so I hope I'm not the only one in class. Let me unmute us.
We are with you. We are with
Okay, so
you.
do you have any question as regards the last two modules?
Hello, I have a question.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Yes, I have a question. That was for the first module and the assignment that you gave us.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear
Hello.
you. I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, is it fine that is talking?
Yes, yes, I can hear you,
Okay.
Dr. Fine.
Now my question. Yeah, my question is this. I found out when I was doing the assignment that most of the research grants available are majorly for young entrepreneurs. What I mean by that is maybe companies who are actually coming up and maybe young innovators. Are there no grants for companies who already are established?
If you're talking about how
I mean, what
established,
I actually mean is,
how many years of existence?
yeah, most of the guidelines they gave was they were saying that it should be between 3 years to 5 years of existence, and there was an age limit attached to those grants for applicants. So I wanted to ask, are there no other grants? Majorly, the grants I was looking out for are the grants here in Nigeria. Because, like you said, there are still other grants that can actually be gotten from international organizations. But most of the grants that you have here in Nigeria are limited to age. They are majorly young companies, young entrepreneurs.
Okay, that's true.
Why is that?
Okay, it depends on them. It depends on the funder who they are really ready to give grants to. You understand? So that's what we cannot control. But the other funding organizations that gives. But most of the time, like the government gives out grants, even for some of their special projects. So they have different products like youth enterprise support. I know for youth enterprise support, then it was, okay, I think it was still 0 to 5 years. You know, like what federal government they are trying to encourage here is more startups. So because in Nigeria they have that, like me, I always look outside though. I always look outside because even the one we have in here is small. For example, we have the Jackman Foundation. Jackman Foundation is up and it's close to $100 million right now. So you can even check it. It doesn't have that clause of 0 to 5 years. And another way you can actually be able to act smart on that is to, if the innovation in particular, so your company can be 10 years old, but that particular innovation is 3 months. You can still apply. What you are pushing is the innovation of your company. So you could tell them that they will always ask you. They ask that, oh, is this still, is it in the ITS stage or is in the growth stage? So they always ask. So don't look at it that most times your company is like 10 years old. For that particular innovation, how old is it? Is it 0? Is it a year? Is it 2 years? So you use the age of your innovation to apply. For example, now Tonelu Melu Foundation, that one is Nigeria now. They don't use the number of years though, unless they've started it of recent. I know, and they don't even use age. I know somebody that was 65 years old that got the grant, not even a male and a female. 2 years ago, they got it. So they don't even use age. when it comes to those funding criteria, it's what we, the benefactors, beneficiaries of it, we cannot actually be able to fine-tune them to give it to us unless it has to do with what they want. So check other ones, check Amazon. Amazon also have. Then another thing, also check social and inclusive business camp. I'm also in that network, is the French Development Agency's network. They don't look at that also. And they give big funds. So they don't even look at small funds. When they are talking about their funds, they are talking about 100 million euros. They are talking about big cash. You just need to look for how you will get it. Remove your eyes from our Nigerian money. Our Nigerian money comes.
What's the name again?
For which one? Social and inclusive business camp. So that one is for social entrepreneurs, yes. So that's the reason why I said it's always good we have both a non-for-profit and a for-profit. So that's the reason why I was able to get into their network, because I presented myself as a social entrepreneur, that I'm running Neni Sotoke. But in running Neni Sotoke, I empower students. So with that, you're already a social entrepreneur. As long as you are delivering on one of the 17 sustainable development goals. So ensure that your present organization is tied to at least one sustainable development goals. Any other question? So let me go ahead. Let me go ahead. Okay, so we'll be discussing the 9 common sections of grant proposals. So be it a non-for-profit proposal, you are writing a research, or you are writing for your for-profit, you have 9 common sections you need to do. Most of the time, they may not use this format, but they will ask these questions. So during the course of our class today, I will show you some different ways they come up with these questions. So the first one is your cover letter. And your cover letter, it has to be very, very good. It has to be brief. You don't need to write long statements. It can just be 1 or 2 paragraphs. You have to get to the point quickly, straight to the point. Remember, we have talked about it, that you uncover the facts. No need writing too much. And ensure that you do not repeat the information that is already in the proposal. Most of the time, we are tempted to do that because we have a cover letter and we'll still have to do our executive summary and all that. Then you need to tell the reader how well you understand the fund at this time around and how your grant fulfills the funder's requirement. You need to tell them how your objective fulfills that. So most times you can actually skip this particular one. You want to address your letter to a particular person, yes. So you need to know the person's name. If it's written there, you need to know the person's name. You need to keep in mind that this will be your first opportunity to connect with the people. So you should ensure that you are able to relate your organization's mission to them. This is an example of a cover letter I have here that I wrote last year, 2019. And you see how short and brief I made it. I had the heading, I addressed it to the organization. You see my company reference, NENIS, RUAP. You should always have a reference that you use in relating with the organization. Then I addressed it to the particular person. I had the heading, what was my proposal about? It's on design and implementation of gender mainstreaming policy in professional engineering institutions. And I went straight to introduce NENIS Foundation. I said, we write to introduce to you NENIS Foundation, an organization dedicated to promoting the participation of women and girls in STEM and engineering as a way to improving our society and create equal opportunities. Straight to the point. I've told them what NENIS Foundation do, and I've told them the reason why we do it. You see, my mission is here. I have written it out. So in our training women and girls, What are we doing? We are creating equal opportunities. Sustainable development goal, gender equality, right? And we're improving our society. We are reducing poverty. We're ensuring that these girls, they get the proper training that they need to have. So I have written it like this, and any organization that sees it, oh, this is my cover letter. So you see, I don't have to start writing, oh, this is the budget, this is the amount I need. No, just write it brief and straight to the point. So some organizations may ask for a cover letter, some may not ask you for a cover letter. But if they ask you, you follow these steps. Ensure that it is brief. Get to the point quickly. Do not repeat information that you have in your proposal. You understand me? And let them know your organization's mission, why you exist. The second one is our executive summary. So for this executive summary, most times it's like 4 to 6 paragraphs or 1 page. Some funding organizations will give you the number of words to use. Please, if they give you the number of words to use, stick to it. Is with this your executive summary that the grantor will understand what your proposal is all about. They will understand why you want money. You understand? So you should be able to entice them at this particular point. Identify the critical points in each of your proposal and include it only those points in the summary. Most times it's advisable, your summary is the executive summary is the last you write, because you're going to bring points from the different sessions. You bring points from your budget, you bring points from your needs statement, all of them, you bring them together and you put in your executive summary. So it's always advisable to write this last. When you are writing your executive summary, I came up with some questions that should be popping up that you should be thinking about. If you're able to go through these 6 steps, ensure you answer these questions, you'll be able to come up with a good executive summary. What does the organization do? Tell them what your organization do. What's the mission and objective of your organization? Let them know. You should have a proposed program title. What are you going to call it? Is it empowerment of boys and girls? You understand? Is it feeding the nation? Is it fabrication of an oven? You understand? You write it. Let them know. Let them know the problem you want to solve. Why this particular project is very, very important. And what the project want to accomplish. You see, like my example, I wrote that when we're able to do this, that we will ensure that we're improving the life of girls. We are giving them equal opportunities, that all the jobs in engineering and STEM is not meant for only the boys, but even girls can also have this opportunity to share from the plenty money they get as an engineer. So you need to answer all this. Why should the organization do this program? Why is it that the organization they will give the funding to? So what is your strength? That's what they want to know here. They want to know how competent, they want to know your experience. Have you done something similar before? Have you worked with an organization that has done this type of a thing? Are you partnering with an organization that will support you in this? All this, you need to answer them. Then how much will the total project cost? That's the reason why I say you write your executive summary last, because you would have done your budget. You would now know that, okay, this is what it will cost me. Then that's what you bring here. The amount you want the funder to give to you, most times a funder might tell you that you're asking for 100%. They will tell you that they can only give you 80% of the amount. You as an organization, you're expected to have 20%. So you write it there. How much will this project be funded in the future? You write, how will the project be funded in the future? Sustainability, what is your sustainability plan? Sustainability is one of the major aspects we will talk about. So those questions, your partners, it will be asked. But please remember to use storytelling when writing. And ensure you use the secrets to the winning proposal we have discussed in module 2. Then the need statements. An excellent need statement, for it to grab your funder's interest, please let it be quantitative and qualitative. And you need to use stories. Let them know the quantity of people you want to impact. Let them know the quantity of people that are suffering. Let them know the quality of life they presently have. And the quality of life you want them to have at the end, the standard of living. if that's what your project is all about, you need to be able to grab their attention with data, and real data and current data. Don't go and use data of 2005. Check if there's already this. We have national, it's NBS, National Bureau, I think it's National Bureau of Statistics. I always check them. Yearly, they come up with data. So they have data for unemployment. They have data for different countries, health sector. So always go there, please. Go there to check the present data. Don't use the data of 2015 for a project of 2020, please. The need you address must clearly relate to your organization's mission and purpose. You want to solve a challenge in the health sector, and you don't have any experience. Your organization's mission is not tied to it. Your organization's purpose is not tied to it. Your mission is saying that, for example, now, my mission is saying that I want to improve the lives of people through automotive knowledge, and I'm going to fight for a health sector funding. No, I won't get it. They'll just trash my application. So ensure that your need statement focus on the people you want to serve. Where are they? Where are they located? Who are these people? What's the statistics backing it? If there's any expert review that you have, please use it. Maybe an expert has written about that particular location before. Please go back, get it, check the trend. What have they been doing in that particular area? Okay, concerning health, what have they been doing? What can I now do to even improve on what has been done previously? You answer all these questions in the next statement. You have to keep it sweet and simple, please. Avoid secular reasoning. Yes, most of the time, that's one of the major mistakes we make. When you feel like, oh, without your own solution, that problem cannot be solved. No. For example, I use one here. For example, the problem is that we have no women empowerment center in our community. And building an empowerment center will address the problem. No. You don't need to write it. You don't need to write it. This is secular reasoning. What makes you feel that if you build it, it will solve the empowerment problem? There are a whole lot of different things. So don't even go there. That can solve this empowerment problem. You might not have a center. You might just be going to their places to teach them. So you need to consider all that. Then our goals and objectives. I keep talking about it. If you need to brush up on SMART objectives, brush up on SMART objectives. Your goals and your objectives explain what your organization plans to do about that particular problem. You need to state what you hope to achieve, what your project wants to achieve, and your specific results. That's the objectives. So I came up with one example to make it easy for us. Like my goal, for example, is to decrease the degree of malnutrition among young children in the northern part of Nigeria. That is my goal. That is what I want my project to do. That is my mission. I want to be able to decrease it. I want to reduce the number of people that are malnutrited. I can now write, what will be my objective? By the end of Q4 in 2020, you see, this is time bound. Remember I told you it has to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. I'm being specific here. I want to decrease the degree of malnutrition amongst the children in the northern part of Nigeria. I say by the end of Q4 in 2020, I'm time bound, we organize a 1-week training program for 300 mothers in the northern part of Nigeria that will provide health and nutrition information to them. This is very specific. I have the number of people. You can measure it. At the end of the day, you can check, oh, were they up to 300? She listed 300. Were they up to 300? Did we do a 1-week training program? What is the time frame? I have said it at end of Q4, that's end of December 2020. I should do this. It's realistic. I cannot decide to break it that, oh, let me organize 5 trainings for these people. Maybe day 1, I invite 60 women. Day 2, 60 women. But within 1 week, I should be able to train 300 people. If I have a facility that can take the 300 people, I can do it at once. So you understand, you put that into consideration. Then how am I going to evaluate this? You need to come up with an evaluation method. Yeah, I wrote that instructors will track the number of mothers who received the training, when they received it and where. I could decide to train 100 in Nasarawa. I will go to Jos, train 50. I will go to Kano, train 50. I can go to Borno to train the 100, but I should have this documented. My instructor should be able to come up with, you can even do it with an Excel sheet. When you are coming up with evaluation method, come up with the tools that you need to do this. Write it out. How are you going to do it? Are you coming up with an attendance sheet? Yes, let everybody sign. On your attendance sheet, write location. You'll be able to know. Then let's go to the methods, the strategies, or the program design. Yes. Okay, you want to solve this particular problem. I'm working on reducing the degree of malnutrition in northern Nigeria in children. I need to ask myself the questions. How am I going to solve this? The methods I'm coming out with, will they flow logically from the need statements and my goals and objectives? You see, I didn't even say I would just go and give the children food. I said I would train their parents, their mothers in particular, on how to make good food for them. I'll train them. What we lack most of the time is awareness. So if you are doing your proposal, always make room for capacity building. Make room for awareness creation. Don't look at it, don't just go straight. No, make room for awareness. It makes it easier. Have you accurately presented the program activities you will develop? What are the activities? What do you want to do to achieve your goal? They want you to state it. How many steps how many activities will I have to undertake to be able to achieve my goal? What are the strategies? And I will have to explain the different methods, the different activities. Make sure you explain them. Flesh it up. Let them see it. Put the timeline. Let it be there. How long it's going to take you. Let it be there. You see, I already have everything here in my objective. But now you now break it down. Oh, it's going to take me 1 week to train these people because day one, I will have to train them on what is health. Day two, I'll have to train them on the different types of food. You break it down for them. Let them see it. You come up with a timeline. Most of the time, it's always good you use a Gantt chart. Most of these funding organizations, they prefer you use a Gantt chart. So you have to state it. Week 1, what will you do? Week 2, what will you do? In 1 month, what will you achieve? First quarter, what will you achieve? You have a timeline for it. You will state it out. Have you made it clear who will perform particular activities? Yes, on your Gantt chart. If you can use Gantt chart, it will be very, very easy. On your Gantt chart, you will state who has this particular responsibility. Fine. You are the grant recipient, or you are the lead, the program lead. You might not be able to do everything. You have partnering organizations. What will be their role? This particular activity, who's doing it? Who is taking care of it? Who amongst your staff would do it? Like I had to even increase my workers because of a particular funding organization. They told me, they said, Odua, you do a lot all by yourself. You need to recruit people. For my foundation, they say you need to recruit people that will do this, that will do that. So we don't want you to be doing everything, running the project from point A to point Z. I have to bring in somebody to assist me. And you put it in your budget. You put it, if you are recruiting an accountant, put it there. If you need an expert consultant to work with you, put it, let it be seen. The 6th question you would answer, given the resources you expect to have, are these activities feasible? Are these activities what you can do based on the resources you are requesting for? The amount of money you are requesting for, are you sure the amount of money will be enough to carry out these activities? Most of the time, please don't write enough activities for an amount of money, please. Don't write enough activities so that you will not go and fall short and you'll be able to achieve them. It's even good when during the course of your activity, there are other opportunities coming up, other ideas coming up. Fine, it will be better. They will know that you've come up with enough sustainability plan. So I have another example here. To achieve the objectives for our elderly Hausa community outreach pilot projects, Nenis Foundation will employ the methods outlined below. We have confidence in these methods because we have used them before. And I have worked with organizations that have used them before. And these organizations, their client populations are Hausa. So I have two non-for-profit I'm working with. Remember, this is a pilot project. And I said these client populations are Hausas. I named them Joyce Hausa Foundation in Jos and the Idoge Community Clinic in Nasarawa. I've listed it. So if my founder, they can go and check. Oh, yes. Even them looking at it, they will be pleased. Fine, Nenis Foundation is just in Lagos. But I want to do a project in the north. I'm collaborating with people in that particular area. So when collaborating, don't say that you are in Lagos, you cannot push for some grants. I'm telling you right now, we have funding for north. They will even specify Taraba. They record the places you want to do it. Look for people. Check your network. Whoever is in that area is in the north that you can write that you partner with. So I wrote representatives of both organizations served as advisors to us as we developed this pilot project. We have also prepared a detailed timeline included in the appendices to this proposal so that your timeline can come in the form of a Gantt chart. So if you want to know how to use the Gantt chart individually, I can put us through on that. I have listed out this example. See what my objective will be. Ensure that a minimum of 200 Hausa-speaking elders with type 2 diabetes who complete our disease management classes maintain stabilized blood sugar levels for the next 6 months. Now, how am I going to solve this particular problem? You see the problem I want to solve? I want to ensure that a minimum of 200 Hausa-speaking elders with type 2 diabetes will complete their disease management classes and maintain a stabilized blood sugar level. So I'm not just going to all the Hausas. I'm going to those that they only speak Hausa, they don't understand English. And I want to train them. I want to make them go through my class. Remember, I'm in Lagos. I want to run a project maybe in Nasarawa. I have partnered with Idoge Community Clinic. I have stated it. How am I going to do this? See what I wrote. 1, Nenis Foundation, we hire a program assistant and a full-time Hausa nurse who specializes in chronic disease management. 2, the Hausa nurse and the program assistant will develop the protocols for testing and tracking program participants for 6 consecutive months after completing the classes. Staff will develop a formal referral system and feedback mechanism between Nenis Foundation and all appropriate community agencies to provide referrals to our Hausa-speaking diabetes management class. So I reach out to other communities to send in people so that I'll be able to reach my targeted number of 200 people. So my staff will hold weekly Hausa language diabetes self-management classes. These people, we may not just do 1 week class. We may break it into week per week. Maybe once in a week, they will organize the class. Staff will track participants' progress on a weekly basis for 6 months following completion of the classes. So we track them. How are they responding to the health management classes? The program assistant will formally chart the progress of each participant. You see, I've listed out my methods. With this, my method, I've listed it out. They will look at it and they'll say, okay, fine. Nenis Foundation will be able to train 200 people on disease management classes. It is straight to the point. And they have already told us the method. They have told us how they are going to reach out to these people. It will be straight to the point, so I won't have too many issues. Then evaluation session. You want to do a project, you always have an evaluation session. Some of them we call it monitoring, evaluation, and learning. The new one now is monitoring, evaluation, accountability, and learning. How can you be accountable? In your evaluation session, your funder, they want to know that the money that they are giving to you will make an impact. They don't just want to give you money to go and sleep. No, it will also raise their profile. They want to know that that money that they are giving to you is solving a particular problem, that the need statement you have listed, that you will be able to use the money to do that. So at this point, you have to decide how you evaluate the outcome of your projects. Your outcome is your results. How are you going to evaluate your results? How are you going to ensure that during the period of this your project, you achieve it? Include what records you will keep or the data you want to collect. Please include it. I have listed out 6 reasons why you need to do evaluation. So these 6 reasons, please, you have to even think of it before you start writing your evaluation session. Find out if the hypothesis you have stated, if it will be right at the end of the day. Did you do what you set out to do? So you will now use that. How would you ensure that you do it? You have to put that. So for me to ensure that I carry out this is the process. I'll be doing weekly review. I'll be doing monthly review. You have to state it. You have to determine if the methods specified were used and if the objectives were met. You specify it. You have to find out if an impact was made on your identified needs. Obtain feedback from the people served and other members of the community, even volunteers, stakeholders. You can get feedback from them, not necessarily just your target audience. You need to maintain control over the projects. Ensure that every point in time, most of the time, some funding organizations will tell you to come up with a risk register. If it goes out of hands, how are you able to mitigate that particular risk? For example, now, this corona pandemic has affected 2 of my projects. Will I just sit down and fold my hands? You state those things and let them know. If there's an issue like this, you have to think out of the box. What will I now do? What will you do? You have to state it. You need to make changes in the program midstream if necessary to ensure the program success. You have to state it. If you need to add something to the project, you have to state it. So let's take some examples. The first one will be measuring the success of the STEM for Teens program. So you run an organization and you teach teenagers science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And you want to submit an evaluation. You want to answer the evaluation session of the application. How will you measure the success of the STEM for Teens program? That's the question they're asking you. See what I have written. Currently, program facilitators administer both a pre-test and a post-test to the participants. So before they joined you, before they took the training, the first day they came, what was their knowledge level in STEM? Did they know what STEM is all about? After your training, have you been able to impart knowledge? You need to state it before you start, even if it's a 3-month project, even if it is a 2 weeks, even if it is a day's training, any training you are doing. Before you start it, you have to state it. At the end of the program, you need it. At the conclusion of each session, we also ask participating STEM teachers to complete a detailed evaluation questionnaire so we can continue to find ways to improve an already excellent program. The good thing about evaluation is that it will help you in your next projects. because you'll be able to find out some loose ends. You'll be able to find out some gaps that you can even plug into another project in the future. I also stated that the STEM for Teens program is also regularly evaluated by an outside panel of professional evaluators. It is allowed. Your evaluators can be in-house, it can be outside, you can get an external evaluator. So come in, work with you to evaluate your process. I always prefer you use an external evaluator, it helps. They will see what you do not see. Because it is our goal to teach young people to become stewards of the environment, the program coordinator and others are working to develop a more sophisticated yet practical evaluation process in order to measure the long-term impact of the program on youth who participate. You see here, I have also left it open that during the course of our program, there might be need, we might develop more sophisticated and practical ways of evaluating our projects. You stated there. This is another example of a project I'm currently running, mainstreaming gender in professional engineering institutions. This is what I used to get the funding. This is all what I wrote. With our monitoring and implementation tool developed and implemented, we will measure both quantitative and qualitative feedback weekly, monthly, quarterly, and at the end of the project. How am I going to do it? Look at what I wrote. I said, all activities will be verified through reports, attendance sheets, success stories, pictures, social media, and electronic prints, and feedback forms, measuring the responses of the female engineers and all in the advocacy panel to evaluate our progress and action, as well as the documents and commitments received from current and all participating professional engineering institutions. I have told them that I'll be developing a monitoring and implementation tool. So I can easily even put a budget for that tool. I have told them that I'll be collecting this data weekly, monthly, straight to the point. I have told them the different forms of data I'll be collecting through report writing, through attendance sheets, success stories, testimonials, through pictures, through social media, electronic prints. Oh, we invited a television station. We invited a news media. These are the evidences. The feedback forms I got from participants, I will state it. Then most times you might even have a voluntary part. Like for this, my project, now the document I'm referring to is a voluntary part, is a commitment document that current and all the participating PIs that work on my project will have to sign that, wow, we are ready to mainstream gender in professional engineering institutions. Meaning we are ready to encourage more women to come into engineering compared to what we have presently. This is a project I'm working on presently. You see, my evaluation was straight to the point. I hit the nail. I uncovered the facts. They don't have to go and be checking anywhere for more information. I have told them that this is what I want to do, and this is how we do it. That is what they want to hear. Now, other funding or sustainability, they always ask this. Funding organizations, fine, they want to give you money. They may want to give you money for 1 year, but they want that your project to be more than 1 year. They don't just want you to do a project that will last for only 1 year. They want the impact to be for a very long time. Nobody wants a temporary investment. So even if it is a foundation, a government organization, a company, or a corporation, they want to know how you plan to support your project in the future. They want to know how your organization is financially healthy and sustainable over the long term. So what I have here, there are different sustainability strategies. I've listed out different sustainability strategies for us. Then I will take us through one of my proposal that I sent and how I was able to use at least 2 of these sustainability strategies. One, I said fee for service. Can you charge clients a fee for the services provided? Maybe now I want to set up a maker space. These people that I'm setting that will come and be using the facility, can they be paying money to use my equipment? A maker space is an innovation hub. I have all the machines. Maybe you are, let me bring it home. People that do, I may just have a factory that has sewing machines. Everything you need to make a cloth, I have it there. And there are people like in a community now, they cannot afford a sewing machine on their own. They can come and use my own. I may charge them. It might be monthly, it might be a yearly fee, it might be a flat fee. I might say for every cloth you make in the factory, you will give us 5 naira. So even if you are selling those clothes for 100 naira, maybe 1%, 2% comes to us because we have provided the equipment you are using. Funding sustainability. Now, I need a fund to set up my will alignment session. I'm asking Tony Elumelu Foundation, for instance, I need funds. I want to set up my will alignment session. They want to see how I'll be able to use that my will alignment session to sustain my business and to make money. I will tell them that for every will alignment I do, I will charge 2,500 naira. For every tire servicing I do, you will state it. You are taking a fee for your service. Entrepreneurial business venture, you consider the revenue you will make from the sale of that product or service that you want them to give you funding for. They want to see that you will make money. Not that you want to collect money and you have not showed them how you are going to generate funds. Most of the time, they will tell you to give them 1 year, 2 years, even 3 or 5 years revenue forecast. We'll state it out. You get this in a for-profit funding application. They will tell you to come up with 3 to 5 years forecast. Membership program or annual fund campaign, yes. So if maybe you have a gym and it's a charitable organization that has the gym, maybe you got funding, you realize that a particular set of people are obese, but they don't have money to set up a gym, and you have set up this place to train them on how they can take care of their health. You have done that. But in training them on how they can take care of their health, you have a gym facility. Remember, while training them, you told them that they can exercise. And these people, they want to come and use your gym facility. You can tell them that because you are a member, you pay for a year. You pay for a year and you'll be able to use our facility. Membership program comes into place. Or is it a STEM program you are running? You have kids, you are teaching STEM. Parents cannot be paying monthly. Have different packages, subscriber packages. If maybe somebody is only coming in one-off or once in a month, you can charge the person 10,000. And somebody, even if they like to come 100 times in a month, you charge them 30,000. Or you not charge them 20,000. Everybody wants to go for your membership. You've been able to lock your clients. You've been able to keep them in. So even if it's as a form of dues, you need to tie them in. We have major gifts program. Can you identify, cultivate, and solicit donors for your sustainability plan? Maybe you need a donor that will give you a service. You need a donor that will give you an office space. New donor acquisition program. You could even write that during the course of this funding, that you will be open to looking for more donors that would help you. You know, we discussed this in, I think, 2 classes ago, where like, what if can you get funding for a particular project from 2 different organizations? I think this answers it. Consider starting a direct mail campaign to add new donors. And as you are doing this, you're increasing your income. Corporate sponsorship. Can you partner with corporate and business sponsors? For example, you organize fundraising events. There are some organizations, they do like a car washing events, football tournaments, so that when people come to wash their cars, they use it to raise money. So the volunteers wash the cars for these people to raise money for their projects, to sustain their objective. Some of them might use a football tournament, or they might use a charity run, you understand, to do it. You can even come up with a healthy online giving program that includes monthly giving. Some people on their website, some organizations on their website, they have this on their platform. When you open their website, you will see donate, most especially non-for-profits. I can decide to put that button on my website. People should be able to donate to me directly to help us achieve our corporate social responsibility. You can also consider government funding. Speak to your government, speak to, even if it's your local, state, or federal agency, that this is what you have done, or this is what you are doing. You will need their support. So you can write it in your proposal. So during the course of your doing this, you will reach out to your government to see how you can get their buy-in into the projects. So in your grant proposal, describe in detail which strategies you will use. Information, include information about hiring additional staff. If you need to hire somebody, please include it. By the time your proposal has been read, at this point, let me tell you, the funder may care deeply about your clients and the service you propose to offer. So please, don't put the rug out at the end. Ensure that you put this into consideration. I came up with, this is another example that I submitted. This is my sustainability that I submitted for one of my program I'm presently running now. This is the question they asked. How we change brought about by the project be long lasting? You see, there's nothing like sustainability here. So you need to understand these terms and now know how you will write it. They may come in different directions. They may use different language. But you looking at it, long lasting is talking about sustainability. They said, how we change brought about by the project be long lasting? What is the plan for the project once funding from the academy ends? This one is from Royal Academy of Engineering. Straight question on the application. If they stop funding the project, so once your funding ends, how will it be sustainable? Look at what I wrote. Forging Africa Future Mechanical Engineers Program would witness the optimization of the NIMEC internship and mentorship platform located at nimp.com.ng. You see, I gave them the address, as Nigeria's premier internship and mentorship platform. Then let me tell you, I said that's why it's always good for us to do an evaluation. The funding I got from them before now was to have this nimp.com.ng platform. So now I'm building on it. And I'm using what I built on to request for more funds. I said NIMP would provide ongoing value in terms of serving as a point to directly recruit professionals in the mechanical engineering space, as well as for those seeking opportunities in the space. See my sustainability plan. They want to know how we can still be making money, right? I said, through the monetization of some of these services, the platform will continually raise the required funds to maintain its web infrastructure and administrative staff. Now they have given me money to develop a platform. After now, what are the sustainability measures that I'm putting in place? I said I will monetize some of the services. I have made it a recruitment platform where organizations can come and see the best hands, the best mechanical engineers in Nigeria. And I can charge them like maybe 50,000 naira in a year. I'm making money from the organizations. Do you know how we make money from the engineers also? We as NIMECI can also tell the engineers that for you to be on this platform on a yearly basis, you need to pay 1,000 naira. Because if you're on that platform, you will sure see somebody that would recruit you. They will quickly pay because they need a job. You understand me? They will pay. Like for example, there was a time I got a contract through NIMECI because an organization reached out to them and said they need a company, a mechanical engineering company that can assess all their vehicles in Nigeria. This organization I'm talking about is a British organization, no, international. It's not even a Nigerian company. Where did they go to? They went to NIMECI because they believe NIMECI will have qualified engineers. That was how I got in. At that point, NIMECI can even say any organization we give a deal to. So I can put it here. Any organization that we give a deal to, any business, maybe Nenis Engineering gets a business deal, a contract through the NIMP platform. Nenis Engineering will give us 5% of their profits. With that, I'm sustaining the platform. I'm able to pay the workers. I'm able to pay for my web infrastructure. You understand? So see, going ahead, the NIMP would also be optimized and expanded as an online space to acquire mechanical engineering and technical skills and trainings for the boot camp and serve as leverage for building lasting partnership with internship partners from across the nation. Wow. I'm talking about with this, my project, I'm going to build lasting partnerships with organizations. They will know that's fine. So, you know, I told you that when you are writing your application, choose the right words to use. The right words that will hit the nail. You see, I use lasting. Then this place I highlighted in blue says this partnership would make the internship and training components of the project sustainable. They use long lasting here. Now I've used sustainable. Training outside the project grant cycle would come at an affordable fee for the trainees for use to maintain and sustain the platform. What did I tell them here? Now you people are giving me funding. If you give me funding, during the course of that funding, those my trainees will do it for them for free. Outside my trainees, anybody that wants to use my platform, they will pay. Even if my trainees, they want to take a course next year, they will pay. It is here. I have stated it. I have stated the project office would undertake regular evaluation of the project's outcomes. So most times, sustainability is not just about the monetary aspect of it. You see, I wrote regular evaluation of the project outcomes in order to concentrate on the most impactful and sustainable activities. The capacity of the project office in managing the digital resources developed during the program will be enhanced. You see, this is like in NIMECI, but I'm making them know that it's a project office that would carry this out. I'm not saying it's the executives of NIMECI. I'm saying that this is a project and I will have a project office inside of it. So these are other things I listed. I also listed our project office will be trained on digital skills. So now I need to organize a training for them to know how to manage our websites, for them to see vast opportunities for learning and earning on the internet. So that's what our eyes are opened to. How can we learn and earn more from the internet? With this, we can sustain NIMECI. We can sustain NIMECI. If we say, oh, whatever the project office makes, to sustain NIMECI, they can have this, they can have that. So you can use this in your own projects also. I talked about a robust marketing and communication plan for the NIMP. You need it. You need to talk about how you have enough people come and use your platform. You have to write it. This approach would help generate more partnership and funding for sustaining the project. Yes, I talked about how I will get other organizations to take this project as their corporate social responsibility. I can go and meet Dangote and tell Dangote, please, can you be training our mechanical engineers for us? Let it be your corporate social responsibility. I can go and meet NNPC. Can you just train? We don't want money, but can you help us train people? Let it be your corporate social responsibility so that we will not have unemployed youths out there. You understand? So, fifth, I wrote fundraising activities and events. You see, they asked for, they just asked for how we change, brought about this, your sustainability plan. I have listed, in fact, I reduced it here. I listed about 7 sustainability plans for them. I listed up for them. So when you go through this, you know this person knows what she's saying now. See, I wrote fundraising activities and events, Google ad fees, app development, support from local governments. You see all these things, I've listed it. So when you see, they say, the project office was used in ensuring the platform continue to grow in scale and impact for many years to come. So you state all of them. It must not be monetary. It might come up in form of a product, in form of service. List all of them out. Then there's another section that talks about information of your organization. Here, they want to know how credible your organization is. You need to give them the full legal name of your organization, its legal status. Did you register it as a non-for-profit or a for-profit? Where is the organization located? Where is the headquarters? You have more than one location. Please state it, let them know. Your mission statement. When did you found the organization? Why did you found it? How many of you founded it? Who founded it? You understand? Which community are you serving? You state it. What are the programs you do? Oh, you run STEM learning, you do STEM education, you carry out contracts with STEM, you have a maker space, all the different projects you do. You list them out. What's the organization's position and role in the community? You also state it. Then you mention any collaborating partners in your community. How is the organization unique? How is it better? Who are your competitors? You understand? How are you better than your competitors? What have you people been able to achieve? Write your achievements. You state them out. You also include a very brief summary of the need statement. Your financial information. Let me tell you something. Most times, and this one comes in different forms. Like there are some organizations that will just give it to you in form of a chart. What is your financial information? Your last year overall budget, put the figure, they've helped you. Annual donations you receive, put it. Have you received funding from other sources? Put it straight to the point. The need statement, they will write it. So you just need to understand. If you understand these basic points that all applications have, as I've taught you today, any application you come across, you'll be able to understand the language. You sure will be able to understand it. You do a brief statement about your board. Let them know that you are not working alone. I told you how they told me that, you need to recruit, or you need staff, you need volunteers. The Cornelius Foundation, I was just running it alone, all by myself. And they told me you need people that will support you. So when I was submitting my budget, I put for accountants, I put admin, and they still gave me the funds. I have told them, because that is not my area. Me, I'm just the program director. I will recruit an accountant. This is my accountant salary. I will recruit an auditor. This is my auditor salary. I listed out everything. Even if it's a social media person, you write it there. You see here now that I can even put a software developer, a web developer, because most of my projects are online, internet-based. You state it there, they will pay you. So you just need to understand what your project, you see, I have listed out different projects I've been involved in. And the stories I tell them, my need statement, they are not conflicting. I don't give information of A to B. I treat it, I look at what they want, and I give them what they want. So you have to reassure the reader that your organization is best suited to carry out the proposed project. You see me, I'm applying that, oh, we need to work on the gender inequality in engineering. Somebody that studied medicine, can the person do it? No. I will tell them that I can be the one to do it because I'm an in-house person. Because I know what is involved, I know what's at stake. So that is why I'm pushing for this course. So it's always good you push for a course you know too much about. You know you can achieve, you know you have the strength to achieve that. Then the budget, how much will your project cost? You attach a short budget. Most of the time, I prefer you do it on an Excel sheet. Even if it's in a Word document, you can do it in a Word document. You put it, let it be in a tabular form so that it come out neat. Serial number, project description, whatever you want to buy, put it there. What is the cost? Unit cost, total cost. You do the multiplication, you write everything, you state it out, let it be clean. If it is the one for personnel session, put it. Under admin, put it. Let it be clearly stated what you want to do. The expenses portion should include personnel costs, like I have said, all your employees, put it there, even you, put it there. The direct project cost, you put it, or you want to do training. How much will it cost you to get the hall? How much are you going to pay your facilitator? You list everything out. You need to buy a projector. I'm telling you, in my project, I write, I'll buy a projector. It's to do the work. I need a projector, I'll write it. I need a computer, I will write it. When I got funding from an organization in a year before, Rise Up, I wrote that I want a computer for myself. The second one, I wrote that I want a computer for my staff because now you want me to recruit. I'll write it there. Am I buying recharge card? You put it. Excuse me. Communication cost, you put it. All your overhead expenses, you put it. Please always put it. Always put everything. Always put it. It will save you. So when you are running the project, you know what you need the money for. You know what to spend on. Your income should include earned income and contributed income, such as donations. Because most times, you know, it's 100%, you need 100 million, but they've told you they will give you 70 million. The 30 million for you to run the project, how are you going to get it? Are you getting it from another organization? You will write it. For example, when I write, I always write for facility. I can write, oh, facility, normally, if I'm doing a project and I'm using my office, it could cost me 1 million, 1.5 million for rent, you understand? I will put it on the project too. I'll put it facility, office space, 1.5 million. But I will put it that funding will be taken care of by nannies. I stated there. So if you are doing it, so they will know that you still have some costs that you are bearing. So not just that you're out there because of their money. No, you have some costs. You have some, and you have also made some sacrifices to ensure that you solve a problem. You stated there. So I'm going to unmute us. Before I unmute us, we can unmute ourselves now. For this week, now we have to try our hands on one grant, please. This week, every day, we need to try our hands on one grant. By tomorrow, I want everybody to submit. We have already submitted 10 each, some people. Out of that 10, pick out one you want us to start working on. Pick up one that we'll start working on, because from now, we need to start working on cover letter. We need to start working on the different sessions. You understand? We need to start working on it so that we'll ensure that we'll get the results. No more long stories, no more, oh, no. You have learned everything. Go through this. If you can follow this, my need statement, you can come up with a need statement. If you need to come up with smart objectives, you can come up with smart objectives. From the examples I've listed, we can come up with it. So from now, please, by this week, we all have to start working on a grant proposal. This is a practical class. No more talk. You understand? Let's start trying our hands on funding. Let's start making the money. I won't come out and start teaching us. We have talked about the basic thing. I have shown us examples, real examples of what I've done, of my present fundings. I have even showed us and what we did. So we can also use it to write, please. We can also use it to write. So I need us to start. Do I have some chats message? Oh, can we get the slides? Yes, of course. Now let's give us the slides now. We'll get this video and the slides. Okay, how do you generate the reference number? Okay, like Nenis. You just generate it. Like now, Autodome. Instead of Nenis, put Autodome. Are you writing to Tonelumelu? You write TE. My arrow you there is rise up. AP is application. I just put my number. You know, this is the second funding I'm getting from this. So I just put like a reference that I would always use to follow through with our letters and all that. Then I put a date. Remember that letter you saw had 27th of October 2019. So that is how I came up with it. Sustainability plan, okay, from Dr. Ifeanyi, says, if I was requested to forecast my 5 years income statement and cash flow projection, what application aids you with this, or what method do you employ to work this out? You use your business venture, you are selling your services. So you're selling your services, you generate money. It's always very, very good for profit. This is for profit. You go with the one that you know that you generate money. Use it that when you sell your service, you are rendering your service at a particular fee. You can come up with a membership program. I can decide to say I have a membership club, a loyalty club for people that are fixing cars with me. I'm trying to tie my customers that because these people, they are fixing their cars with me, this is like a loyalty club. And as such, instead of them servicing their car for like 25,000, because they are paying me in bulk or they have agreed to be a part of my network, I'll collect 20,000 from them. So all of them can fall into, you can use them one way or the other, you can use them. You can use any of the sustainability plans there. Okay, my network has been off. So, okay, those are the questions they have dropped. So we cannot talk now. If you have other questions you want to ask, we can ask while we ask questions. No? I have the time now. My Zoom is set for, is limitless. So I can speak for 3 days. So do we have questions? Madam Joyce, any question for me?
No,
Eh?
no question for today. No question. No.
Okay,
Should I
so
just send the story like that?
Eh?
Not my story that I told you that is too long. Should I just send it like that first?
Send it. We'll work on it. So we are
Okay.
going to, those stories we have developed, you know, we are going to use them in our application this time around. We are going to put it in our executive summary, in our need statement. You need that story. So among the 10 grants you have written, choose one that we'll have to start working on every day, please. It is, right now, it is not a challenge. Grant writing challenge. Welcome to the grant writing challenge. From today, we have to work on writing a grant, please. We have to work on writing a grant. Just let me know the grant you are writing so that I can assist you and we'll work on it together. If you write your cover letter, push it to me. Let me see it. All those points we have listed out that they must be in your cover letter, let them be there. Those points you should look at in your evaluation session. Let it be there, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other question? Or we call it a night?
I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
I'm with you.
I took time to look at the sustainability, the SDGs. Okay.
Okay.
And I saw that it covered a lot of ground, but it's almost impossible for you to play in all.
Of course.
So you have to select the ones that works for you. But what if you see opportunity in a place that you feel you can play in, but it's not part of what you have registered the NGO for? How do you manage that? One. Then I must say that writing a grant is not a child's play at all. It involves a lot of thinking, research, and you will pardon some of us like this that has been out of school for a long time. So just, I mean, our baby step, we need encouragement. We need you to push us. We need you to tell us things more. I appreciate your openness so far, but I mean, just keep it up.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Okay, so like we have said it, if you're applying for, there are a whole lot of opportunities, but you have to tie the particular opportunity you want. It must relate to your organization's mission and objectives. Please, if it does not relate to your organization's mission and objective, don't waste your time doing it. They won't give it to you. If your mission and objective is on women empowerment, why will you not go and be writing for domestic, you can even relate it to domestic violence. Yes, that one is even okay. You can relate it. For example, now because I empower women, and if I see a funding for domestic violence, I can write it. I will say, because these women are not empowered, they don't have what they are doing. That is the reason why their men are molesting them. Because these women are 100% dependent on their husbands. You see, I have related it. But there are some scenarios that you cannot relate to. I cannot relate it to LGBTQ or LG, lesbian, whatever. I can't relate it. So there are,
Is it a problem?
You said what? There are a lot of fundings for that.
I said the LGBT.
Yes,
I'm
there are
surprised.
There are a lot of fundings for it. You understand me? Like even the Rise Up that funds me, now they fund that. So, but when I'm writing, I only write in my own particular area. So like Rise Up, they know me that all my projects are on technical vocation, educational training. That's my focus. You understand? That I'm bridging the gap, I'm in that particular area. So when they bring in their LGBTQBT, whatever they call it, I don't look at it. They have funding for that. I don't look at it. You understand? Like, for example, they called me of recent and they were like, Oduwa, what are you doing as regards this COVID-19? What is your organization doing? I just told them, I say, oh man, organization is not doing anything because my focus is on my technical vocation. You understand me? But they made me see reasons when we discussed. They made me see reasons why I can still apply. They made me see reasons of how I can actually just put it. I said, okay, fine. Maybe I can even consider, oh, because these people are in the house, no food. Okay, so how can my organization help? Seek for people to give them food and all that. You get, so you just have to do that. If you see that it is a no, please don't disturb yourself. I cannot, for instance, now this week I saw some funding on even some diseases. Yes, how will I be bothering myself when it's not my field? So let me channel my thoughts, my attention on, even if it is one or two that is related to my field, related to my mission. Let me channel my energy towards that one and come up with a good one instead of me spreading my tentacles. I hope that answers your question.
Yes.
Okay. Any other question? Dr. Ifeanyi, any question?
Hello.
No other question.
My internet has been so.
Section.
Oh yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you very much. So please, let's start writing, please. Please, let's start writing. So
please, I have a very unstable connection. Hello.
No problem. We'll send you the recording. Hello, we'll send you the recording. So please. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay. Hello, sir. Do you have any question for us?
Thank you, ma'am.
No, it's okay. You have.
Chairman, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my president.
Good evening.
Thank you. It's been a while. Your delivery was apt, and
yes, sir.
We were spellbound all through. It's a learning curve for me. First time around, and I think this is the way to go. Okay. Because I know there are a lot of projects out there, a lot of aspirations we all do have, but unfortunately we've not been able to match our words with action because of the absence of the needed resources, of which these grant making organizations offer. So I think you are speaking to the soul of it. It's a skill we all need to develop. It's not just enough to acquire the technical information, but
okay. Thank you very much, sir.
And turning things around for the good of mankind. So I'm really excited being around here today. So thank you all.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. So I'll be expecting our first applications. Thank you. Have a good night rest.
Wow, application again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma. Bye.
Joyce.
Good afternoon, sir. Eh?
Good afternoon.
Good evening, sir.
Good afternoon. And Adefunke. Yeah, good evening all. Thank you.
My prof.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
My Formula One designer. You know, I'm not done with you yet.